Coming up on Dude, Don't Just Lick Stuff.
Oh my god.
Whoa, my god. Okay, here we go again. The hysterical woman trope. Real original, boys.
Come on, guys. Do better.
Apologies don't come easy. Anyways,
Okay.
Gaston, really? No one.
The whole point is that...
You did something bad. Bad thing happened. That's the name.
But like the huge disparity of
That's
like,
the whole point of the
how
Bible,
bad.
Savvy. If we want to go back to Adam and Eve.
Oh, more fiction.
Behave.
Because you're being weird today.
You're being unreasonable.
You're being unreasonable.
Yeah, fuck you.
Podcast over.
Mom.
Fall.
It's Bible time!
I've soiled my tunic.
Welcome back to Do Don't Just Lick Stuff, the Adventure Time Rewatch podcast with a flair for food. I'm Savvy, and with me is everyone's favorite brother, Seth. Say hi, Seth.
Hi, Seth.
How you doing today?
I'm doing okay. I'm just a little sleepy.
You're pretty sleepy.
Yeah, so I know we've talked a little bit about it before, but it is officially the day after the wedding.
Yeah.
We were talking about the lead up to it.
Our stepbrother's wedding.
Stepbrother. And woof, I didn't have anything to drink, but I'm just exhausted.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like I stayed up absurdly late. It was,
Oh, I did.
I mean, absurd for you maybe.
A 1 a.m. I think is pretty absurd.
Yeah, that's when I went to bed too. That's
Yeah.
pretty normal.
That's crazy.
But yeah, late is like, I feel like doing that 3 a.m. thing. That's a bummer.
1 a.m.'s pretty late.
Well, I'm tired, so that's my energy's a bit low today.
Bit low.
But how are you?
I'm also a bit tired. For some reason, I feel like a little bit less than you, which is weird considering.
It's the depression.
Oh. Yeah. No, I mean, I was really tired this morning when Fergus woke me up at 7:30. After going to bed at 1, and I can't operate on less than like 7 hours of sleep.
Right.
Ever.
Well, that was 6. That's close.
Yeah. I had a pretty bad headache this morning, and then I had like, I want to say like 48 ounces of water and
you
lemon
go.
juice, and that kind of helped. And I only had like a glass of wine and then a mocktail
Yeah.
at the party.
I had a glass of the champagne for the toasts, and that's
Yeah.
it. And that's all I had.
Yeah. A lot of our cousins got pretty wasted.
Sure Among other people.
Today, are you ready for season 1, episode 14?
As ready as I could possibly be.
Okay, here we go. Season 1, episode 14, The Witch's Garden.
Mhm.
It aired on June 7th, 2010.
We're out of May.
We're out of May. We're trucking along, honestly. The director was Larry Likeleader, story by Meriwether Williams and Tim McKeon, and written and storyboarded by Kent Osborne, Nikki Yang, and Adam Muto.
Yerp.
Nikki Yang, I think, is a different name.
That seems new to me. I
Yes.
could be wrong. I've been wrong before.
Are you ready for synopsis?
Sure am.
After Jake steals one of the witch's donuts,
Allegedly.
she steals Jake's powers and won't give them back unless he apologizes to her. During a series of events trying to find a way to get Jake's powers back, Finn's life is then held on the line, but will Jake's new laziness get the best of him?
I will admit, it wasn't like several attempts to get his. It was like one idea.
Yeah.
We'll get into it, but it says, several attempts to get his. No, it's just like the one.
It was the one track that they went with.
full head of steam.
But even before the starts, I do have a piece of trivia for you.
Bring it on.
So this is the first episode.
Is this about a title card trivia?
No. This is the first episode of the show to air after the network changed their logo on May 29th.
Right. I thought we talked about that last time.
That was the last one before they
Okay,
changed their logo.
so not necessary. We know.
Yeah, but it was just a nice little refresher.
Okay. It
I
was
know.
a refresher for us. We haven't recorded in weeks, but
Honest, like 2
2
weeks?
full weeks. Yeah.
Yeah.
A good refresher for us, I suppose.
We're going on 3 weeks.
Right. Alrighty. So is it my turn?
Get in with it.
All right, so season 1, episode 14, The Witch's Garden. Okay, so this episode opens with a frog carrying a crown, walking by, and he's kind of nervously looking over his shoulder.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, what's he looking at? Camera zooms out, answers that question for us. It's Finn and Jake, and they're following close behind. And Jake, is again the voice of the audience and says, dude, how long are we going to follow this frog? To which Finn replies, I just want to see him put on the crown.
Just see what happens,
Yeah.
right?
I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, this frog carrying the crown appears many seasons later
Oh,
in the Frog Seasons shorts. Yeah,
frog season?
Frog Seasons shorts.
Okay.
So it was a series of shorts, 5 shorts that began airing on April 2nd, 2016.
Makes sense that I don't know what this is.
Well, no, it was like before the episodes, so it would air or during new episodes premieres, right?
Yeah,
So like
again,
in the
I
commercial
was-
breaks.
I'm telling you, I was not watching this show in
No, that's
2016.
fair. I also wasn't. But yeah, this one started with spring, and that's where this frog was next seen.
Cool.
6 years later.
Well, this frog slips between the small metal bars of a locked gate, and the boys are like, oh, it's so cool in there, right? But Finn's like, too bad we don't have a key.
It looks super foreboding too. It's really neat.
I really thought we were going to get another iteration of Key Hand.
Me too.
Honestly, it led me astray.
I got 2 keys right here.
Yeah, so he says that he has 2 keys right here, and he stretches his legs like rubber bands and snaps them. So Finn jumps on his back, and they go up over into the area. We don't know what it is yet.
Does he do it on all 4s, or is it on 2 legs? I can't remember.
It's on 2.
Okay, because he does that a lot.
So
Where
he kind of holds them like a backpack.
Oh,
in this
right.
one. They end up in a beautiful little garden area that's got
Yeah.
plants, but it's growing food, like full food, like cupcakes, muffins, donuts, croissants, etc. Actually, I think that's all it is, but
Pretty much.
I was looking at the butterfly to see if they were made of food. I don't think they were.
I don't think so.
But they're shooketh. And they're like, whoa.
It's pretty dang cool.
And they get to the bush with the donuts, and Finn's like, hey, are they donuts? Are they poisonous donuts?
Right.
And Jake, he's like, Jake, sniff them. And so he's like,
Finn always a skeptic, right?
right. And well, it's he's sniffing real deep, and he's getting like, really into it. And then Finn's like, yeah, sniff that poison or whatever, the toxins, until he realizes he doesn't know what poison smells
Yeah,
like.
Jake's like, wait.
I was like, wait, I don't know what poison smells like. Which brings us to conflict number 1. Any guesses?
Are you gonna draw to the Beauty and the Beast parallels, or
Nope.
Cool, but no.
Didn't know they had those, but we'll keep going. It's called Razamafu, Hands Off My Food. Suddenly, a rainbow-shaped lady with little legs, hair covering one eye, and a cane.
Oh, rainbow-shaped lady.
Yes.
I get it. Okay.
Yeah, she's like very tall. Like,
She's very bent over.
She's about like 12 feet tall, but like bends at about 9,
Yeah.
and then maybe more. I don't
Holding
know.
a cane.
Yeah,
like,
she's very strangely proportioned. She's a witch, and she hobbles over and switches places with them by way of a quick Razamafu.
Which was in.
Wizard.
Yes, absolutely. That was obviously like in Wizard, and so people are like, I guess it's a transportation spell.
Yep.
Like that's just all it does, or teleportation or
Kind
whatever.
of switch places.
Yeah.
Well, she blames Jake. She's like, you ate one of my donuts. And Jake denies it. He didn't do it. He just
Yeah.
sniffed him, which is true. She rages. Her hair comes to life, similar to that of Medusa, and says that Jake's lying. And that the stench, the stink of magic dog lips are everywhere. Do dogs have lips? First question, go.
Yes.
I don't think that's true.
And they have jowls.
They have jowls, but I mean, like, I don't think they got those, do they?
Not so much.
Anyway,
I don't know if that's the only way that lips can be
no, lips are
classified.
or nothing. The end. Well, Finn's like, calm down, lady. Like,
Yeah.
Then Jake comes in and says, listen, Mrs. I never married, which is really funny.
I love that.
So he tries to say, listen, Mrs. Witch, but then she cuts him off and
I
says,
never married.
I never married. And Jake's like, yeah, and I never ate your donuts. Fair enough. Back into the witch, and she says, you're literally eating one right now. He's like,
And he is.
yeah. You know what? I don't know if this is a form of gaslighting or his subconscious actually did grab that donut. We'll get to that. Maybe there's a segment where we go into Jake. But,
Yes.
yeah, she's like, you're eating one right now. It cuts back to him. He's like, I'm not, when he's pointing at her with the donut in hand. It's half eaten.
Yeah.
Which is another question I have. Okay, so
Very City of Thieves, honestly.
when we're talking about optimist, pessimist, you say glass half full, glass half empty, right?
Right.
What is like the status of a donut? Is it like half eaten, half not eaten? Like half full? Like, what do you call it?
Well,
Half eaten, half
See, here's the thing too,
untouched.
because it's a donut with a hole in the center,
Sure.
right? Does that make a difference?
No.
Okay.
Is half of it gone or not?
Do you count the half that wasn't there?
No, that's not part of the donut.
That's
at
not
this
part of
point.
it.
It's a separate product now.
The donut holes.
Donut holes.
I would say half eaten. That's how I would say.
So, like, if you're an optimist, would you say half eaten or half not eaten? Or half, like, what's the other option for half not eaten? Like, what's a word that means not eaten?
half saved?
Half fresh? Like,
Ew.
half fresh.
Half fresh? What would that be?
Well, it cuts back, like I said, it cuts back to him. He says, I'm not with a half-eaten donut. Call me an optimist. Call me a pessimist. I don't care. And he's like, huh, that's weird. I do not remember grabbing it. Guess my subconscious is hungry. And he
A
shrugs.
la City of Thieves.
Yes.
Where he doesn't know that he stole the boots.
Yes.
Allegedly.
Well, because the city got to him.
Yeah. But it's like, was it his subconscious? How much influence does his subconscious have on him?
Or is he, again, a liar?
Yeah. There's also that. But then we see later in the episode.
Sure. Yeah, there is a manifestation
Yeah.
that we will get into.
Yeah.
But
That's where I'm saying, like, how much
how
influence?
involved.
Yeah.
Well, he eats it. As he says, his subconscious must have been hungry. He shrugs, he eats it. And she
Mhm.
says, fuck that. She says, Magicus no moricus. And she screams and prepares the spell to zap Jake.
Mm-hmm.
She does zap Jake. There's a blue cloud of smoke covering his body. And Finn's like, oh my god, bro, you okay? He's like, yeah, I'm fine. I think I'm just a little chilly. Right as the smoke clears, we see a chubby man baby body attached to Jake's head, complete with a pair of tighty whities.
This weird man baby body.
His weird man baby body. Finn's like, oh my god.
Oh my god.
Whoa, my god. Finn's like, oh my god, what did she do to you? And I'm like, really? Magicus no moricus?
Yeah, of course.
Didn't help you at all. You kind of get the gist of it. But anyways, well, she explains that she stripped Jake of his magical powers, and Finn's upset because, like, we stole one of your billions of donuts. Like, we didn't, not like we killed your husband,
I'm not married.
which is what the witch said in return. Finn tells her that she overreacted, and I'm like, okay, here we go again. The hysterical woman trope. Real original, boys.
Come on, guys, do better.
Jake, meanwhile, is more focused on the amount of nipples he now has versus... He said, I got like 8 more of these. What happened? He doesn't seem as concerned with what's going on. He's like,
I know.
what's the deal with
I was
this?
hoping you would have caught that. And
Yeah.
he's just like messing with his chest the whole time. Like, by the way, every scene where he is manipulating his chest, because it's like throughout the whole episode.
Oh, yeah.
Those were all cut in
There's probably a bunch of censorship.
Yeah, those were cut in Australia specifically.
Got it. In a convenient little plot device, the witch sets our heroes' story up nicely and giving them a very clear objective, which leads us into conflict number 2. Apologies don't come easy. Anyways, she says the only way to get his powers back in full is
No, you didn't.
She says the only way to get his powers back in full is to sincerely apologize, admit his error, and mean it. She can tell the difference, of course. Jake says, "Forget that noise." She should apologize to him because what she did was wrong, right, Finn? Finn looks back at Jake and says, "Total support, dude."
Total support. That's a bro right there.
And she doesn't like that. Not one.
Doesn't
bit.
she?
Go back and kiss once you came a kiss. That's a gross one.
Now you're just making stuff up.
Finn did understand that one though. Not the Magicus no moricus, but he understood go back and kiss from whence you came a kiss.
Yeah.
So now you're just making this up. And then they get banished from the garden.
The garden.
And then in a weird, creepy thing, she goes and checks up on her precious babies, her donuts, and makes sure they're okay. But she notices one donut is
It's
some
actually-
lying bagel. And she turns to the bagels. She turns the bagels.
She turns the bagels.
She turns the bagels into same man, baby. Because, with the tighty whities, because this bagel is magical, I guess.
I guess.
I guess.
That's the thing. That was in the trivia of like, oh, the witch's spell, Magicus Nomoricus,
Mhm.
seems to like give the target a man baby body and briefs,
Right.
like and tidy whities or whatever.
Regardless of magic status. Or
Yeah, like it's weird.
that seems, unless the bagel.
and legs.
Right.
Like it got little
gave
legs.
it legs, yeah.
And it was like running.
Yeah, it was creepy.
Before we move on to whatever the boys are doing, I did want to go back and talk about the Beauty and the Beast parallels.
Yeah, please.
The way like the witch overreacts to me was like super reminiscent of the Beast and how
I admittedly have not seen this movie in
what
since I was
really
like, I mean, I didn't watch the live action one. I haven't. Is that one with the what's her name? Emma Watson?
oh yeah, the live action one.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one ever, and then I haven't seen the animated one probably since since it came out, which I don't know when that.
I think it came out
probably
the year I was born or something.
So yeah, probably since then.
No, so
Probably since 05, like seriously, is probably the last time I watched it. But please tell me what comparison.
I've watched those classic ones a lot, honestly.
Too problematic for me.
Ooh.
I could never.
Ooh.
Gaston, really? one.
The whole point is that that was in the bloopers of the last one, huh? No, for Beauty and the Beast parallels, right? So the Beast, when Belle's dad, what's his name, Maurice? Yeah, Maurice. He goes on. I think his horse's name is Philippe too, but
That's
whatever. Hey man, names are coming back to me. So he was supposed to go to this market to sell his invention or whatever, right?
Mhm.
And he gets lost in the woods. Does the thing where he's like, nice path or dark and dangerous path? And like,
It's like that meme.
yeah, kind of goes down the dark and dangerous path thing. And he ends up at the Beast's mansion and picks a flower for Belle.
Sure.
In one of the versions. I can't remember
And
which
so
version.
he doesn't like that.
No, the
Beast
Beast
is mad.
loses it.
I always wonder what the significance of that flower was.
Well, considering that he has another flower that's super important
Mhm.
that he doesn't want picked, you know, maybe there's that. I can't remember if the flower picking happens in both or just one of the versions. I can't remember. But in the original, he definitely comes in and like sits down by the fire, and you know the talking furniture comes and helps him. Anyways, so the Beast freaks out when like does a huge overreaction to whatever he does and throws him in jail and does this whole deal.
Kills him.
Basically he would have if he stayed there, you know. But yeah, the punishment, basically Jake's punishment being a huge overreaction for at first not even stealing a donut.
Is this in like the notes that it's referencing?
No,
So this is
is
just you.
this is just
pulling
me,
this?
yeah.
Okay. That seems. Gotta be honest. It seems like a stretch.
No, it's like it's a pretty direct parallel.
Okay, there's two whole different
Okay,
circumstances.
here's
this witch is just mean.
here's another.
The Beast is complicated.
No, here's another parallel with it, because that same thing happens in Beauty and the Beast too. I just remember. So like,
Donuts on a bush.
yes, no.
I was like, man, I haven't seen this movie in a while.
So when the Beast himself is a prince, right, and he pisses off a witch, and because he's like, you're ugly.
See, that's a more plausible parallel.
This is what I'm talking about.
Overreaction thing. I'm like, is that like a huge scene in the movie, or is it just kind of like it's exposition-y?
No, that's a scene in the movie where he overreacts.
Well, I know it's a scene in the movie, but
throws him in jail.
I'm saying is like a big one where it's like, oh my god, this like
it sets off the rest of the story.
okay.
It's like the inciting incident sort of deal. But anyways, there's another one where the Beast pisses off a witch and then she turns him into the Beast because of what he does, right? So there's also that.
You don't have to save me from spoilers. You're like, because of what he does.
No, because do you want me to get
No,
into
it's
all
fine.
that
We
he
gotta.
does?
I beg you to move on.
We have to move on.
My point is, I don't think it is that deep. I don't think they were referencing it.
I don't know. It was,
I'm almost positive they
even
weren't
if they're not referencing it, it's still a parallel in media.
Sure.
That should be your whole jam.
That's called a trope, and those things happen all the time. You did something bad thing happened. That's the name.
But like the huge disparity of
That's
like,
the whole point of the
how
Bible,
bad.
Savvy. If we want to go back to Adam and Eve.
Oh, more fiction.
Behave.
2 hours later.
Why am I even on this
Can I
podcast?
please move on?
Why am I even on this
We cut back to the
podcast?
treehouse, and there's a two-headed duck pecking at the ground.
There is.
Yeah.
I saw it
And
too.
Finn is brainstorming and pacing about how to get his powers back, and he asks,
like,
how we got them in
"Whoa,
the
wait,
first
hold on,
place? Were you born with that, or was it like a freak industrial accident? Jake's like, ooh, that takes me back. He tries to remember, but he just sees himself as a little pupster rolling around in the mud, loving it, but he becomes too much for him. It's like the image, his imagination swells until it pops, and then he's seen panting and sweating, and surmises that remembering is hard work, which it's not. You just think. I don't know.
And that just reminded me of the businessman.
And well, he comes to it where he settles on rolling in the mud as like that's probably what it was. That's
Yeah,
how I got. You know.
Apparently.
And then Finn's like, well, we just gotta roll you around every mud puddle and ooh until you have your powers back.
But do you know how many there are?
Like four,
Fi-
five, maybe five. And basically, Jake's complaining, saying like that there's way too many mud puddles. And it says 4 or 5.
In all of ooh.
And he says, well, that's way too much work. Well, Finn gets him back on board and by saying like maybe it'll be we're pretty lucky. Maybe it'll be the first mud puddle we try. And
Could be.
and then they're like, cool, sick, let's do it. And so Finn like backhand springs out the window, and Jake follows, leaps out behind them, but face plants really hard.
Yeah.
That's that image of like when they do a close up on his face. It was brutal. But basically, he doesn't have his powers anymore, so he's not ready. He's not used to that yet. But then he's like, how are we gonna find these puddles without my powers?
Mm-hmm.
Finn, always the optimist.
Yeah.
Theme of the episode. And also bullshit.
Is it the theme? Is it the theme, Sid?
I went to school for this.
I don't think optimism's the theme of this goddamn episode.
Kind of.
Not really.
It plays a lot like optimism versus pessimism. We can get into that later. By that I mean what's not. And well, he's like, well, how can we do it without getting my powers? And he's like, well, let's just run around like energetic little boys, which is insane. But yeah,
He always thought running was some sort of leg magic.
yeah, Finn bolts off and Jake starts running. He's like, I didn't know I could even do that. Like, I thought
Yeah.
it was some weird like leg magic, as he said. And immediately he's not doing well. He's gone maybe 10, 20 feet. He's wheezing and panting, and then he collapses. And Finn runs back and offers to carry Jake, who in turn can't reach him. So Finn has to lean back
Oh
even
god,
further.
it's like choking him.
Then he's strangling him until they happen upon a river of junk.
Do you know what's surrounding that river of junk?
You know, I didn't look that deep into it.
No?
No.
No?
I usually do. I usually pause and look at all the details. I did not today.
It's shown beneath the ruins of a 2-story freeway with only the pillars and a few stretches of it left.
Okay.
I have
so-
a picture. That's what
Yeah.
I was on my phone a few minutes ago.
Very nice.
Because I was pulling up like a reference for you. You see?
Oh, yeah. So that's just basically showing us some old infrastructure.
Yeah. Just some old infrastructure, some stuff to show. Like,
It's in the future.
yeah, post-apocalyptic.
Yeah, I guess I didn't really look at that.
Anyways,
Very cool. See?
and more set building. And also, fuck you.
Really cool. Well, Jake is like, let me just turn into a boat, you know? And then he goes,
Yeah.
"Eh," and then he farts.
That was also cut, by the way.
I'm sure. He wants to turn into a boat, but then he toots. Jake's like, well, that looks exhausting, because Finn jumps across and he's like swimming through trash, you know?
I do want to say, though, it was cut in Latin America,
Okay.
not Australia or the Philippines.
Okay. You don't gotta defend Australia and Philippines.
I'm just saying.
They don't listen.
The literally, they don't. We have a map of who listens.
I know.
And it's just our family. No,
I have
but
some friends. I have one of my friends in Alaska I was talking to at the
was
wedding.
that who?
Oh, does it show up? I haven't looked.
In Latin America, the scene where Jake farts was initially cut. Now it's uncensored.
Raw.
Uncut.
What did we talk? I feel like we've done that fairly recently.
Probably.
That feels weirdly recent.
If you don't like my bullshit right now, wait till we get to Gary.
Oh God. Well, Jake sees Finn going across the river, and he's like, oh god, that looks exhausting. And then all of a sudden there's a little like lounge chair with a little pink hat on it that kind of floats
On
by.
the back.
And then it's a manifestation of Jake. It's like a little semi-opaque Jake.
Translucent,
Yeah,
if you will.
if you will. But back in his magical form, not the half baby form.
Yes.
And he's like, you're right, Jake. It is exhausting. And Jake's like, what are you? And he's like, oh, I'm your
Your
subconscious.
subconscious.
Exactly, just like that. Well, subconscious is there to tell him that it is hard to swim across the water, and it's much easier to put on a hat. So have a hat. And he puts that pink hat from the couch on him.
And then it's mirrored in the
Yep.
subconscious.
And then they're all buddy about like, yeah. And then Finn's like, Jake, stop talking to yourself and cross over already, because he doesn't see him.
Which also crossover already sounds
Like death.
yeah.
Are we getting biblical here, Seth?
No, I'm just saying.
You got another reference? An
I'm
allegory?
just saying when I was watching, I was like,
I did hear it too.
Yo.
Well, Jake yells across the river that he can't, and that his subconscious told him not to. Finn's
It's
like,
what the fuck?
This fucking guy. Well, he swims back and he starts gathering supplies because he knows he's not going to cross this river on his own.
Mhm.
So he's making something for Jake to cross the river. And he's collecting stuff. He's got a couple things of wood. He got like a trash can lid or something.
Yeah.
And as he grabbed that trash can lid, whoa, there was
eyeball.
a giant eyeball that Finn does not see. And opens menacingly.
Dun dun dun.
Finn gets on land and starts the construction while Jake asks, what are you working on?
Yeah.
Very lazy.
Some sort of seat for my butt.
Right. By the end of it, he does build a catapult, which he pulls it back for Jake to sit on and
He's
launches
like
him.
grumbling, like making it, you know.
Mhm. He's all pouty, but then he launches him straight into that puddle of mud. Jake's like, oh my god, it's working. Like, I could feel it. You know, he's like, oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, you should get in here too, get some powers. And Finn's like, really? Yeah. He jumps on in.
Immediately.
They're rolling around. He's excited. And he's like, this is not working at all.
Yeah, I just thought.
And yeah, Jake's like, yeah, I just, thought we would get it on the first try. And basically saying he does not want to keep trying,
No, he wants to take a chubby nap.
Exactly.
Oh no, he's chubby tired.
He's chubby tired.
He
So
wants
yeah,
to take a nap.
Finn wants to keep searching for the mud puddles, and Jake's feeling chubby tired. And I said relatable.
Relatable.
Which leads us into conflict number 3.
Dun, dun, dun.
Conflict number 3.
Dun, dun, dun.
Total support. Et tu, brote. In
Brote.
parentheses, et tu, brote. Finn snaps.
Yeah.
Calls this ridiculous and tells Jake, you should just apologize to the witch.
Yeah.
Never, Jake says. As well as he'd rather be powerless forever than apologize. I was like, add that to the fucking list.
Right? That's
Toxic ass
red
male.
flags. Red flags.
But he's lazy. He's lazy but prideful. And I was like, which is a pretty bad combo. Lazy and prideful. Like, ugh, gross.
It's rough.
Finn crashes out. Another time. Every episode. Jake responds.
It's due, honestly.
Yeah, no, this one, I mean, they're always kind of justified.
Most of the time, yeah.
Yeah. Jake's like, adventuring's too much hard work, without his powers.
For a bro without his powers, and Finn's like right there.
Right. Right. And
The like poster child of adventuring without powers.
yep. Well, suddenly that creature that we were kind of alluding to stirs a bit.
Yeah.
I don't really notice, but Jake says from now on he's a normal dog, which is ironic given my body.
Current man baby body.
It's really funny. Suddenly the monster looms over them and they turn to see it, and whoa.
This is the introduction of Gary. Gary the Mermaid Queen.
Shut up. You shut up right now.
Her name is Gary the Mermaid Queen.
When you said like we'll talk about it when we get to Gary, I was like, okay, whatever. Next episode, fucking freak.
Nope. This is Gary the Mermaid Queen, and she doesn't really resemble a mermaid.
Nor a queen, nor
She does.
Gary.
She has legs instead. I don't know why her name's Gary, or that she's a mermaid queen. But
Literally? Okay.
she has legs instead of fins, and some people are saying that she's actually a siren.
Okay. Who? Sorry, by the way. I almost accepted that. Who is saying that?
It's disputed on the wiki
Okay.
and on Reddit.
I really was like, oh yeah, okay. Wait. Who the hell is arguing about this?
Sorry, I'll get into why, for part of why later, but one part is that she has legs instead of fins.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, skeleton lady, hair for arms.
The Mermaid Queen, yeah.
Yes. So she's got hair as arms. It's expressing as arms. She's got little bone hands as well.
Yes.
She's got arms and legs. She's introduces herself as the beautiful mermaid of the river. Not as Gary the Mermaid Queen. Beautiful mermaid of the river. Boy's audibly yuck.
Yeah.
Ugh. And then she asks the crazy question for a dog and a minor.
Who wants to mate
Who
with
wants to breed me? She didn't say that, but she did ask who wants to mate with her. And Finn responds, how do I say that you're the grossest thing ever without offending you? Well, she's offended and she attacks.
All of that from the mating to the grossest thing ever was all cut in Australia and the Philippines.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then also that dialogue was cut in reruns in Spain.
I was watching it and I was like, whoa.
It was not cut in America.
No.
Shave time for all of the censorship was 5.62 seconds in Australia and the Philippines and 11 seconds in reruns in Spain.
Because a lot of playing with his nipples.
Yeah, that was more Latin America.
Okay.
But yeah, I think because they did the whole dialogue in Spain. Anyways.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but that's Gary's problematic.
Yeah. Well, Jake.
And I love that it pisses you off.
I don't like that it's Gary. Whatever. I just don't care. I can't be bothered about this right now. Well, she is offended. Like I said, she does attack. Jake is no help.
No.
Finn goes up and attacks the lady. Well, the lady thing spits hot like tar at him.
Oh, instantly he's done.
Knocks him out. He's unconscious. He's maybe dead. Like, we don't know at this moment, you know. Well, Jake's scared. He runs up to like go protect him, but she flies away. Away to her nest with him in her mouth, and he's trying to climb the tree to no avail and says like, hey, remember, I'm just a dog. Like, you're on your own. Like,
hey, buddy, you gotta wake up.
Hey, you gotta snap out of this. Anyway, finally realizes he has to apologize to this witch with a series of flashbacks. And when she says, you have to apologize, like, shut up.
Yeah, waves it away.
Right. But he has no choice. And so he rushes over there and he apologizes. He's stuck in the bars.
Yeah.
Because of his chubby little man baby body. And she snaps him.
It's just like, hey, witch.
And, she denies his apology because it took him too long.
Now he has to do a series of tasks.
Yeah, embarrassing tasks. And Jake says, no way, Jose. And, his subconscious comes back.
Yeah.
He's like...
Walks into frame.
Yes, walks into frame. And she's like, who's that? Because she can see him, which is great. But
because she's magic.
Right. And so she can see him. And he's like, oh, that's just my subconscious. And she's like, well, he has to do it too. He's like, aw.
Oh, man.
Because he sets him straight. Like, the subconscious is like, hey, you gotta do this for Finn. Blah,
yeah.
blah, you gotta get your powers back. And she's like, oh, well, he's gotta do it too. He's like, fuck. And then, camera cuts to see Jake slow dancing with his subconscious and flowers in his underwear.
Yes.
The witch tells him to start over because she hasn't started recording yet. She's not filming. He's like, you're filming this? Like, why? She's like, it's for my newsletter. And, he gives it a hard no. He's like, fuck that. And she's like, well, you're not gonna get your powers ever. Right?
Yeah.
She's upset.
And subconscious Jake
starts to die.
Because he's the subconscious of Jake with powers.
With magic. Well, he does die. I'm telling you. Jake cries. He cries. He's sad because his subconscious is dead, because at this point it's basically like, well, you're never going to be magic again. She basically said that. So Ever. And, because she sees him crying and it feels like he learned his lesson. So she does grant his powers back.
Mm-hmm.
Bloop. And then Jake is thrilled and he's like, is there any way I can repay? Got your cane. he pretends to be sincere to say, like, oh, like, is there anything I can do to repay you? But, like, he cuts himself off and just, like, gets her. Like, does he kick her cane? Or
pretty much.
Or does he, like... take it? I don't remember.
I think he like kicks it or punches it away or something.
So he knocks her cane away from her regardless, and she falls.
And subconscious Jake hops on him and they get out of there.
And then they're like, the witch is like, have you learned nothing? Nope.
But so there's a cut scene
Oh.
In one of the storyboards. The witch's video does end up on her newsletter.
Oh.
And a bunch of princesses and Lady Rainicorn watch it on the computer.
It's live stream.
It's live stream.
That's brutal. Well,
That should have stayed.
Yeah, that would have been awesome. And now we go back to Finn. He's dazed still, and he's surrounded by 3 hungry baby birds.
Yeah.
And right as they're about to attack, 'cause they're hungry, they came out of the shell like, I'm hungry.
Hungry. Yeah, and Gary's hatchlings look nothing like her.
Correct. She's a stepmom.
No, it's another it's another point towards
Siren?
her being a siren because do you know?
No. Do they have...
Sirens half bird, half human in Greek mythology.
Didn't know that.
How did you not know this? I mean, there are other forms of sirens like the half human, half fish sort of deal.
Yeah.
But in Greek mythology, they're half birds.
I thought they were not that.
They're half birds.
I thought they were harpies.
Those are different half birds.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. What's that in Baldur's Gate 3 though? Like, are those harpies?
Yeah.
Okay, the ones that sing and shit. The ones that are like luring the... Because
Yes.
sirens famously also sing, right?
Yeah, those were harpies. I'm remembering from. Anyways, her offspring look like baby chicks.
Yes.
Like demonic little baby
got
chicks.
it. Okay. I'm so
Why
mad.
are you being such
I'm
a dick?
so mad about this bird shit. I don't care. Right as they're about to attack Finn,
God damn.
Jake comes
I guess
back.
I'll just leave.
Right as they're about to attack, Jake comes back and says, "Hi, honey, I'm home. Now, how about a kiss?"
And the kisses, the lips.
Lips. See? Lips.
Dogs have lips.
Magic dogs do. Dogs don't. Well, he can because he can go. Most dogs don't. Tell me if Fergus can go.
Nobody goes lick.
That's so different. Because it wouldn't have the same effect if he's like, honey, I'm home. How about a kiss?
It could have.
And
He
then-
kiss attacks.
Yeah, he punches her with lips, throwing her back in the river. And then he sees little baby birds and says, "You're so cute, I could just maul you to death."
And they jump out of the nest.
Probably to death.
Yeah. They're like, fuck this. And they jump out of the nest.
So Finn's happy. He's like, "Oh, I never should have doubted you."
You apologized.
He's like, "No." No, I just probably found another mud puddle. I love that he said probably found the
I
mud.
just probably found the right mud puddle.
Well, yeah, that's pretty much the end of the episode, really, because he's just like flailing on like he's got way too much pride to admit that he did apologize to the witch, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
That's all I got. Any more?
No more.
Nope.
Where's the snail?
Is that I have the timestamp in my head. I think it's 2:55. It was right next to that 2-headed duck. Right
Yeah.
after we got in our big ol' fight about Beauty and the Beast.
Because you're being weird today.
You're being unreasonable.
You're being unreasonable.
Yeah, fuck you.
Podcast over.
Mom,
Mom.
she threatened to stop the podcast.
Let's get cooking.
But first.
An ad.
We'll
see you after this break. Still going, huh?
Need a break from the ads?
Everyone's smiling away. It's like, do you remember what?
Go ahead.
What the fuck are you
Go ahead.
doing? It's like the end of Toy Story. Do you remember when they'd be like, there's Barbie at the end? It's like, goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Like as people are supposed to be leaving the theater.
Right. Didn't Sabrina Carpenter do that too?
I think so. Yeah, like as a parody of that.
Maybe.
I would
Fine.
think
Oh.
culturally that Sabrina Carpenter.
Okay. Well, because there's a lot more ties to Barbie and Sabrina Carpenter than there are Beauty and the Beast to Adventure Time. Period. Good fucking riddance.
Hi, friends. This episode is brought to you by New Gloop, the revolutionary new breakfast cereal that's redefining what it means to eat intentionally. Crafted in small batches by machines we don't understand, New Gloop combines the ancient power of high fructose corn syrup with the modern wisdom of something. We're talking activated sugars, holistic crunch technology, and of course our signature blend of MCTs, MDMA, HMOs, B vitamins, and colors not found in nature. Each serving contains zero guilt, zero context, and over 400% of your recommended daily whimsy. Is it technically food? Yes. Legally, that is not our department. Unlike traditional cereals, Nuke doesn't weigh you down from the burdens of like fiber or nutrients or whatever. Instead, it offers radical-free freedom, mindful coding, and ethically sourced crunch from somewhere. Made for people on the go, on a cleanse, or on the verge. Just add almond milk, mushroom broth, or the tears of a personal trainer. Nuke, because breakfast should sound healthy, no matter what it's doing to your insides.
This ad is for comedic purposes only. Any companies, products, or services mentioned are completely fictional and should not be taken seriously. This ad serves as a wildly self-indulgent attempt to launch a voice acting career. No actual endorsements, partnerships, or corporate conspiracies were harmed in the making of this ad. Many will enter, few will win. Enjoy responsibly.
And we are back.
Doing the midtro.
We have to stop doing this.
And we're back.
What the hell? I just said that.
Shut up. I'm editing it.
Ha ha ha. You sound so ignorant right now.
Hey guys, it's Seth here. I'm actually the one editing today's episode. We thought she was going to, but she got busy, so this is my side of the story. Bye.
And we're back.
Piss off.
We're keeping
Do you want to see my food or not?
I was just going to ask if we've simmered down.
Clearly not. Well, I mean, usually we would have a longer break, but we actually prepped ahead of time and like made food before, so maybe that's why we're still simmering. But are you extending your hand for a handshake?
Yeah.
Are you poisoning me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Truce.
Truce.
Truce. We both took our index finger and stabbed into
Actually,
each other.
I did my middle, but that's neither here nor there.
We took a finger and stabbed in each other's wrists.
Okay, well, we're back. Welcome back, you guys.
We're so back.
We're so back, and I have a very special treat for you.
Do you want to unveil yours first?
I mean, if that's all right with you.
Yeah, because you
All
said you want to keep it warm.
Yeah.
What we got?
Yeah.
The struggle. Muffins!
Homemade blueberry muffins.
Homemade.
From scratch.
From scratch.
No boxes.
God damn.
God damn. That's why I was asking you if you had a mixer. because,
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to make it right. So I haven't tried this yet. But
Sweet.
let's take a bite.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Well, I'll just say we didn't make the same thing.
That's good.
Lemon?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you everything that's in it.
Yeah. It's yummy. It's got blueberries.
Mm-hmm. So let me tell you what's all in this
Mm-hmm.
joint here. So, in these muffins, oh, by the way, the name of them, the Razama Blueberry Muffins.
Oh, cute.
Thanks. Flour,
Mm-hmm.
baking powder,
Mm-hmm.
a little bit of salt,
Mm-hmm.
fresh blueberries,
Mm-hmm.
as you can tell, some sugar,
Sugar.
butter. I did about half a cup, but I did the Irish butter. That was just a choice.
Yeah, I love the Kerrygolds.
Yeah, that was just, I don't know. I just felt, I was like, yeah, that'll
It's
be
good
good.
butter.
A couple eggs in there, some vanilla, I didn't know if you had coarse sugar. I wasn't sure. I didn't think so. So I did, like, on top, it's like just a sprinkle of the regular sugar again.
Yeah.
The coarse sugar would have been so good. But the other thing, obviously the thing I just added, not part of the recipe, I added, I zested a whole lemon.
Nice.
And I juiced a whole lemon. And so, like, there was
Nice.
the milk that's in it. It was supposed to be 3/4 cup milk, but instead of that, I did a half cup of milk and did a 1/4 cup of the lemon juice.
Oh, nice.
And I think it tastes
Little
really good.
sour buttermilk action going on.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
That was another, like, an alternative. People said you could just straight up use buttermilk. I was like, I don't want to do that. So
Yeah,
I
it's
just
a pain
kind
in
of
the
made my own version of it. But yeah,
Nice.
do you like it?
I do. It's tasty. It's good
Thanks.
texture.
Thank you.
It turned out really well.
First time ever making muffins.
Nice.
Yeah.
High five, dude.
Yeah.
Nice.
We're so back.
Are you ready? We're so back. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. I call this the Liar's Bagel.
Nice.
And it's gluten-free.
Did you make these?
I made these.
Just not Noah's bagels, or it's not like
No.
the Thomas bagels.
The thing is that they are I just put cream cheese on there. They are gluten-free bagels.
Okay.
First time I've ever made them. I'm not entirely sure how it turned out. We're
We'll
gonna
find
find
out.
out. And then the cream cheese is a plant-based cream cheese.
Did you make it?
No.
I was like, that's crazy.
No, that I bought.
Okay, cool.
But I got like everything. So they're everything bagels. I got the seasoning and
Yes.
I made it all.
The Liars.
It was so fun.
You should call it the Liar's Donut.
But it's a bagel.
Yeah, but it's the donut that's lying about being a donut. So it's a bagel. We'll workshop it.
Okay.
Cheers.
Pick
Which one do you want?
Pick one.
Okay.
I will say, they were cooling on the stove
Mm-hmm.
when you got here,
Mm-hmm.
and you couldn't look over there.
Mm-hmm.
And they cooled enough, I thought, and I put them in the Ziploc, and I threw them in the pantry so you couldn't see them. And when I pulled them out with the Ziploc, it was sweaty, so that may affect the texture a little bit.
I will say, it tastes great.
A little dense.
It's a little dense.
Mm-hmm.
It's not as airy as I think you probably wanted it to be.
Mm-hmm.
But I personally don't mind it dense. I'm like, as long as it's not just bread, like there's cream cheese on it, I can get through it, you know?
Yeah.
If it were just the bagels, I'd be like,
Woof. Yeah, it's a little dense. It was also my first time ever making bagels.
yeah, they're great.
And in classic Savvy fashion, I did not follow the recipe.
Of course.
That was why the hot wings had turned out so bland, because I did follow the recipe.
Oh yeah, I just listened to that episode.
Yeah. So normally I don't. And I was like, I'm going to follow that one. And it turned out bland, you know? So this one I was like, I'm not going to follow the recipe. It called for gluten-free bread flour, but I've got gluten-free all-purpose baking flour, like the 1-to-1 stuff. And probably needed the bread flour.
May have been your downfall.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say, I mean, again, it tastes very good.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that texture, like that's a little dense. Like my muffins were like a little moister than I wanted. Like I know that sounds like a weird complaint.
No, but I did like the level of moistness with them.
I don't know. For me, it was like it felt like because also, I mean, they could have just been the individual, just based on where the blueberries are.
Right, yeah.
So maybe that
little pocket.
Yeah, maybe I got like way too many in mine or something.
Yeah.
That kind of give me that impression. But I do like mine, and I do like yours, just differently, like for
Yeah.
different things.
For different things.
And
I am glad that we didn't, because for a minute I thought that we had done the same thing.
right.
And I was like, I don't know how.
I don't know.
but-
The pan that you left was. I was like, okay, well, I doubt she'd made muffins on this flat.
No, that's
cooking
true.
sheet, but I still was like skeptical for some reason. I don't know. I was like, I don't know. Maybe it's a ruse. I like looked around.
It's a ruse.
I looked in the dishwasher to see if.
Hey.
Well, only because I couldn't find the mushroom.
The muffin tin.
I couldn't find the muffin tin at first anyway, so I was like, okay,
That's like way back there.
yeah, I was like back to the right, and I looked down there. I don't know. I just missed it, I guess, somehow the first time. But
Yeah.
Well, I think we did pretty good.
We did do pretty good.
What was last time? Like, what did we make last time?
I think I made stew.
Yes, you made thieves stew.
Yeah. And then
And I
you made
the baked potato.
the baked potato. That's
That's the bar of soap.
That's right.
That was awesome.
It was really funny.
The
Right.
pictures are cursed. on that one.
I bet.
Yeah.
Um,
Anyways, sorry. I was just thinking.
do you like these better than that one?
Yeah. I don't know. I did really. I mean, I like.
Also, it was hot when I made the stew. That was a whole deal.
That was the other problem with it, but I think that's why you didn't get a 10 or something.
I kind of like this plant-based cream cheese.
Yeah, it's actually really good. It tasted like.
It's a little sweeter than normal cream cheese. But it's not as tangy,
I don't know how to describe that.
right? It's different.
It almost tastes like, you know, like when they have the cream cheese that's like chives and onions or whatever, and like garlic, or like the flavored cream cheese. It kind of tastes like it's one of those.
Right. Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm just really hungry right now.
I was really close to making croissants.
I thought about it and I was like, that's too much fucking work.
Until I saw how fucking hard it was to make croissants. I don't know if you guys have ever made croissants. Don't.
I looked into it once before and I went, woof.
I feel like I could do it like on a weekend when I'm like not doing anything, like, you know, like if I want to do that with somebody, whatever.
Today was not the day.
No. And definitely not as like a in between, you know, the break. Not be one of those. It would be like I have to do this just for leisure, for fun. Because I don't know.
You'd have to make it like the day before.
Yeah. Also, there's some recipes that range from like 2 to 3 days. to, you know, few hours
Mhm.
of like prep time instead of, you know, obviously bake time is different, but
That's how a lot of sourdough stuff is.
Oh,
It
fuck.
takes.
Yeah, no, I've seen that firsthand. I
Yeah.
don't care for that shit at all. I don't like sourdough enough to like.
I know you don't. It is my favorite thing, like ever. No, I know that you don't really like it.
I think with some things, I'm like, let's just be happy that people make it.
There are people for that.
Mm-hmm.
That's really privileged, Seth.
Mm-hmm.
So, on to the ratings. Should we remind everyone of our scale?
Yeah, I want you to try it this time.
Okay.
See if you can remember it.
Okay.
Okay.
Number 1, unacceptable.
Correct.
Number 2, boom, boom.
Correct.
Number 3, check, please.
Very good.
Number 4, flip, what the zip.
Controversial, but so brave.
Number 5, nooch.
Nooch.
Number 6, grease.
That's right.
Number 7, slam a cow. Schmouse out.
There you go.
Number 8, slam a cow.
Yep.
Number 9, tops bluey, which you would think would be the top, but it's not the top.
Because
10 is mathematical.
Are you gonna say because? Okay.
Oh, okay.
Well, let me just.
It's literally just those two that I always mix up.
Oh, let me just make sure I didn't. Yeah, 7 is schmouse out, 8 is slam a cow.
Okay.
So you got it right after.
Okay. Don't confuse me more, please.
Okay, so that is our scale. Where do you think we lie on that?
Okay, for yours. I loved that you made it from scratch.
Thank you.
You did it.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Cool.
You remember when you meant to get Funfetti cupcake mix?
Yes.
And you got the blueberry
Yep.
muffin? Would have been perfect.
Could have kept it. Could have just lied.
Could just kept him and whipped it out and like, here you go,
Well, I
blueberry
made it from
muffins.
scratch.
Made from scratch.
Made it from scratch.
But you did make it from scratch.
I did. The
Which is
dishes,
awesome.
the dishes in your sink can attest.
No, that's awesome. Oh, I forgot to tell you. So I went into the fridge to get the cream cheese spread thing, and I saw a container of blueberries, and I went, "Did he make blueberry bagels?"
The hell no.
And I was gonna freak out because I was like, "Who would choose blueberry bagels?
Those suck." No, I would make a blueberry cream cheese though.
Oh hell yeah, that would be
That
good.
sounds awesome.
Yeah.
You could have done that
I didn't.
with the blueberries I had. You could have just like
Real quick.
yeah, probably just muddled them up and like mixed it in.
I've learned from the frozen yogurt that
Oh?
I need to do more than muddle them.
I don't think you did. You think you
I have to
did?
do more than muddle them. I'm gonna say that's honestly, it's a solid mathematical.
Whoa.
I wish it were gluten free so I could eat more.
Womp womp.
Unfortunately, if I eat more than one, my whole body is gonna freak the fuck out.
And that's on gluten.
And that's on gluten. That's
Period.
absolutely on gluten. But yes, I'm proud of you. You made it from scratch.
Yay. And they look nice. They're cute. I'm a fan.
Were you gonna crash out if I didn't give you a 10?
No, I didn't know what I don't care. But
Well, no, because you were like, I made it from scratch. You know?
no, I don't care.
I did like it.
But it didn't have to be a 10. But thank you.
No, it was really good. Like, I think consistency wise, like texture and everything, it was awesome.
Well, on that note, you set out to do it and you did it. Well,
I did do it.
you did do it, but it wasn't exactly what you set out.
No, of course not.
So not to be the harshest of critics,
It's gonna take some playing around. Gluten-free baking's hard.
gluten-free baking sucks.
Not always.
Do better gluten-free. Big gluten-free.
You should have tried the banana blueberry muffins I made yesterday.
Well, I didn't.
You wouldn't be able to tell. No, because a bunch of drunk people ate them.
Well, yeah, that's on them. Yeah, no, 2? No, I'm just kidding. It was really good.
Whoa.
It tasted great. Just a little dense and like a little like wet, you know, like when like
Because of the condensation.
the
Yeah.
condensation.
Condensation.
Clear. I'm torn. I'll give you this. I'll give you a schmouse out 0.5.
Okay.
So it's the 7.5 only because if that came out, freaking. Then I would give you an 11.
An 11?
Which would have been mathematicissimo.
Mathematicissimo?
See.
Oh.
I think I said kissimo.
Kissimo.
Mathematicissimo.
Mathematicissimo.
So No,
Fortissimo.
I'll give you official rating right here. Slam and cow 0.5. Final answer.
Slam and cow 0.5.
So I'm like 7.5 sounds way too low because it was good. It just was like the minor flaw, and I think the minor flaw is only worth 1.5 versus 2.5. So
Okay.
Slam and cow 0.5. Stan.
Success.
I would say so. Success.
Success. Sorry, I don't know, the second half seems extra short for some reason, but we've been recording for over an hour, so you guys are fine.
Yeah, you're fine. Deal with it. Well, what are we looking forward to next week?
Next week is What is Life?
What is that? We'll find out shortly. But thank you guys so much for listening. If you enjoyed or if you didn't, I don't care. Give us a follow at DDJLS Podcast on Instagram.
Yeah, absolutely.
Actually, disclaimer, I do care if you liked it. It means a lot to me. Thanks. Mwah. Okay.
Also at DDJLS Podcast on TikTok.
TikTok. Also DDJLS Podcast, or Don't Just Lick Stuff on the YouTube.
You can find us wherever you listen to podcasts.
Whether that be Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or whatever else. Deezer is maybe that's a music thing. I'm mixing that up. I said that last time, or one of those times. I don't know.
We're on all of them. Pretty much.
Find us, or don't, but do.
Please do.
Yes.
Please also share this. Share this with people.
Yeah, and rate it.
Do you have...
Rate it 5 stars, please. Thanks also. Mwah.
Yeah, no, that would be awesome. Especially if you're on Apple Podcasts, because we don't have any ratings there yet.
Yeah, so...
Also Spotify too, because we want more ratings.
We want as many ratings as possible.
Just get out there and rate us.
Yeah. The other one is if you have any inquiries, or if you want to just chat long form with us, an email is a pretty good way to do it, and that is ddjlspodcast@gmail.com.
Seth, do you have anything that you wanted to plug before we go?
I mean, yeah. I'm still releasing music, so if you want to listen to Baby Sheep, that's BBYSHEEP. You can find him / me at DDJLS at BBYSHEEP on Instagram, on TikTok. It might be Baby Sheep _official. I can't remember. I'm gonna be honest with you. So give me a.
I think it's official.
Yeah, you'll find me. It's pretty easy. And then also I'm on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you get music as well, SoundCloud as well. So new song. I don't know if it's out yet, but it's called A Bad Idea. So look for that.
Yeah.
That's all I got. Anything for you?
I mean, second plug on the YouTube, mostly like because we have some videos coming out, some side quest stuff. So keep your eyes peeled for that.
And by the time you're hearing this, you will have met Baby Sheep officially.
Yeah.
In all his British glory, British Australian glory.
Some mix of nationalities.
Yeah.
But I did want to do one more thing.
Oh, she's pulling out a knife.
A knife.
No.
I have these two things for Seth.
I saw it already.
It's okay.
Okay, cool.
First of all is this pin that I found that I've had for years that I wanted to give you.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, it's a Jake the Dog
pin. I
pin.
can't read it.
No, that's just a copyright
thing. This says in China. Okay.
Don't worry about that. It's a Jake the Dog pin.
It is. Yay.
And then also another pin.
Okay.
Another pin.
And another pin.
Based off of our D&D class.
Oh, nice.
Our
video.
Side quest thing.
Quest. Chaotic Good. That is pretty much what I run. It's like pretty much all my characters are in this vein.
The Chaotic Good.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
So is this you making up for the pins I've been getting you?
Well, I mean, I saw them. Are we
setting up an exchange?
It's a constant exchange.
There you go.
I saw the Jake the Dog when I was going through some old stuff and I found it. I'm like, Seth would like this.
She did call them pins. These are buttons.
Oh, they're buttons, yes. Technically. I think of them as pins.
I understand, because they have pins on them.
Yeah.
Which is a common mistake.
Buttons. Not the buttons on a shirt.
Not the buttons on a controller.
Yep. But the buttons that pin to things.
The pin buttons.
The pin buttons, if you will.
The
D&D one. The D&D one was from a few that I'd found at this weird store. And I saw that one and I was like, Seth's gonna love this one.
I do like it a lot.
Yeah. So anyways, we're getting out of here.
Yeah. We have overstayed our welcome, I fear.
Yeah. We're tired and we have tie-dye going. It's a long story.
It's a whole lot. 6 hours.
6 hours long story.
Well,
Look for some cosplay in the future.
wink. She winked
Wink.
at me. That was strange. Bye.
Bye.
Colloquially known as the bitch's garden.
Colloquially.
We're gonna cut that because you gulped anyway. It was an inappropriate joke. No, I heard it loud and clear. Do, 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 do.
Half unconsumed, not consumed. It's just not that consumed. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. Let's just move on. Well, in a
Pop it, cheese it, twist it.
pull it, pass it, bam, 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 bam. Keep going. Thank you.
Really?
Sorry.